This is a glass of water, colorless, tasteless. It contains 100 gamma of LSD-25, 1/10 of a milligram, the equivalent of 1/600th of a grain. An ounce of this material will make 150,000 such doses. Let us observe the effect some 3 hours later.
Well, tell me.
Well, I just couldn't. I couldn't possibly tell you. Can you see it? It's right here in front of me, right now. Watch. No. You know what went through me? It passed right through me. Everything is so beautiful and lovely and alive. You shouldn't say anything about anything not being. This is reality. This is.
How I roam these streets alone, lonely town, life so down. When you're gone from me, everything I see's reminding me of times together.
My second entry into the Acid Archives. I'm not really numbering them, but I'm going to show this one. The New Wave on Canterbury. White label promo. Alright, this is my second video in the Acid Archives Diaries, that is. A series I started a week ago, and a few of you have been super excited about it. Yeah, everyone who's joined in and done it so far has really been enthusiastic about it and liking the idea, so I expect to see even more and more. I've learned about a few new channels from this. And yeah, just some real shout outs. Of course, Psychedelic was the first to really do it with 2 great videos. Chris Kibler did a whole rundown of things, and he went through the lists, which I didn't really discuss in the Acid Archives. The different lists that are at the back that I'm pretty sure include mainly all records featured, but just sort of compiled into lists like, let's see, 10 obscure US albums with a British folk sound, top 10 Acid Archive LPs most likely to be owned by a serial killer, those kinds of lists. Yeah, so there's all kinds of fun little side things about this book, and I just get lost in this book every time. Just earlier, I opened up to look something up, and I started reading it, but yeah, Chris did a bunch of different bands. I kind of was hoping people would just stick to one record, or at least one artist, because I just thought it'd be cool to have a video dedicated to each record, but of course there's some that are just, there's basically no info on, which I'm going to do a couple of. Vinyl Richie did that too. He ran through 5 or 6 great ones. Who else? Oh, the Vinyl Piper channel I haven't really watched a ton of, but he did 2 great ones. He did one of them, which was a great pick, the post Van Morrison stuff, which I'm a fan of as well, on the Tower and the Happy Tiger label. He also recently just did one. I just got to see it on the second Chocolate Watch Band record, which I also have on Tower. It's great. And then there was Crazy Jimmy. Crazy Jimmy's Vinyl. We gotta sub this guy up. Check out his channel. I'll link to it below. He did 3 different videos on the Acid Archives, and he has only like less than 10 subs, and he's showing some heavy originals. So, and with a lot of good info on him too. He's been collecting a long time, and I'm gonna check out. I think he doesn't have a ton of videos, but he's going to be doing more. It sounds like he comes from a similar interest to me, as far as like, you know, stuff he's into, being diverse and everything. But yeah, he showed some mega rarities, original pressings, which was cool to see. Did a thing about the Tax Scam label, and you know, of course, there's Tax Scam releases in this book, and of course, Dylan. Thanks, Dylan, Noble Records, for joining in. Of course, I figured this would be right in his wheelhouse, and I agree. It's a great way to make a quick video, which this one is suddenly turning into not a quick video. Anyway, so yeah, much more to come. I'm going to record a bunch of these and release them, sprinkle them out. So yeah, we're listening to The New Wave, a record I almost sold on the Canterbury label, sort of budget label. It's definitely, I don't get a lot of light or soft psych or sort of like folky psych. I like it. I do like this gentle, sort of delicate stuff, but if it gets a little too corny, I lose interest. And so I bought this, has to be, it was definitely pre-pandemic, around 2018, 2019, as just as a whim. It was like really not expensive. It was less than $30, I know that. I don't know why I got turned on to it. Like, it wasn't the Acid Archives. I saw it. I think I just came across it on eBay and I took a chance. I'm like, oh, that looks like a sweet cover. And now all of a sudden this is, I mean, the demand on this went way up. I'm not sure why. So it's certainly this orchestrated, lighter psych, but it's sort of lovely. Definitely like would recall what Belle and Sebastian would do later on. It's a nice record, not too psychedelic, but it's got some sort of, it's definitely dreamy. It's got that dreamy feel, which I do like. I believe it's from '69, and it's mainly these two guys. I have to read the back of the sleeve. That's going to be a new tradition in this Acid Archives Diaries for me, is reading the terrible copy that whatever writers thought they were trying to do a favor to, you know. And by the way, we're listening to side 2, because I listened to the whole record, and then half of it, side 1, so I'm finishing up. Anyway, the New Wave Fan Club, Canterbury Records. It's these two dudes, Tommy Andre and REID King, with studio session players, and there are stock copies of this too, as I showed you. This is the promo copy. Let's see what the Acid Archive says. Let's find it. We're going to do it together. We're going to find it together. Let's see if I can alphabetize in my head. I believe that it is the... See, I always think it's the new... There's a lot of new something. This is the new wave. I always think it's the new... Well, New Creation is a big love for me, that record. But anyway. I always think it's called the New Age, which I think there was a New Age. But it is indeed the New Wave. Only one record. Certainly a studio sort of experiment. You can hear... Clearly it was not a cheap record. I mean, they really put some effort into it. You know, Neutral Spirits was a great, a stunning, incredible garage rock record that Jimmy did. Right? Or was it Chris? Ooh, I might be getting that wrong. I think it was Jimmy. That's an absolutely top tier garage psych record. Anyway. Yeah, New Creation, New Dawn, of course. New Age. The New Wave. The sound of 1967. I was wrong. Alright, here we go. We rated as a rating 1. Most of the album's 11 tracks are originals that showcase heavily orchestrated soft pop moves. Lots of references list this as a psych effort, but other than the cover art, it isn't. Tracks such as Shadows of Goodbye, The Evening Mist, and In a Lonely Town aptly exhibit the duo's decent voices and nice harmony work. Most of the songs boast fairly attractive melodies, though the arrangements are occasionally overwhelming and their lyrics suffer from standard college student angst, which probably drove young female English majors crazy. Stuff like Live for Today and the dreadful Autrefois, which is the one non-original, by the way. They're all original tracks. It's simply too MOR for any personal taste, but anyone who likes late era Chad and Jeremy or Peter and Gordon, the phase where they started to get arty, might enjoy this lesser-known act. That is by SB, who is not listed as the author here, one of the authors. Anyway, that's what the Acid Archive says about it. So not really a positive one. This is, I guess, a mono copy. I don't know if that's fold out or not, but I do enjoy this. It's certainly not really psych. It's definitely the laid-back, soft, like soft, dreamy stuff. But I do want to read, before we go on this one, the write-up, the blurb on the back. Not much of a blurb, actually. It's sort of the hype paragraphs. All songs written and composed by Tommy Andre and REID King. This is like truly bizarre writing, and these are usually bad, but this one is horribly bad, stunningly bad. It's by Norbert Faulkner, whoever that is. I didn't look him up. The New Wave is a thoughtful duo which sings to youth and those who try to understand modern youth. Dark-haired Tommy Andre and blonde REID King are creative young artists who enjoy entertaining. Both are attending college to round out their education. They write their own songs, commenting upon our time, dealing with the many subjects reflecting the feeling of youth in our society. Their music represents a whimsical mixture of pop, folk, jazz, and classical melodies. Classical, yeah? They look at themselves as impressionists in their approach to their art form, which mirrors the thoughts and problems of their generation. Lots of generation talk, you've got to have it. Tommy and Reid play their guitars skillfully, with an exciting new sound. It sounds new. Their voices blend well using intricate harmonies and individual solo passages. With the integrity of real artists, they are watching the production of their works closely. In young producer Ken Handler, they found a sensitive and dedicated executive. He really understands us and our ideas, to quote their own words. Now here's where it gets really weird. The 20-year-old boys were born a few days apart in different cities and from different backgrounds. Tommy Andre, the philosophical and impetuous one of the two, has already 10 years of experience in show business. As a successful actor on stage and films and TV, he enjoys talking to people, especially young girls. Art and travel are his hobbies, and he's partial to three-toed tree sloths. REID King, there's Reid, there's Tommy. The serious and thoughtful one grew up in a pleasant, sedate home. Only through meeting Tommy did he turn to the artistic field. He is quiet, likes to listen to people, especially young girls, and does not talk too much. But when he says something, it is valuable and an interesting comment. His great loves are sports cars, cats, and oranges, which he can eat anytime and any place. The duo loves life and really everyone. The future holds great promise for both. Reid would like to become a better composer and musician. Tommy wants to continue playing and writing exciting music. He has another aspiration to be a good film director and writer. End. Nice way to wrap it up there, Norbert. Anyway, maybe I'm not really selling this one, but that's not really what this Acid Archives Diary is about. It's not really about showing like amazing records. It's more about just showing the weirdness and sort of all-around oddities that were around in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Because this does go specifically to 82, and it is US and Canadian, North American. It's basically North American. So yeah, this isn't like a top 10 record, but people seem to be wanting this one. Anyway, that is the new wave, self-titled, on Canterbury for the Acid Archives Diaries. More to come.